Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Well, I'll tell you, it was another update here. S&P futures up 54, NASDAQ up 216, like it never happened. We were just trading 63, 65 about a week ago. We saw the likes of Netflix. Boom, Netflix up 2.56%, 31, up $31 here. Beautiful pattern on the 15-minute time frame after the buy reversals. The story of the day was the 15-minute time frames reversing to buy on the spiders and the Qs. Then we had the correlation on the 15-minute time frame on the S&P futures. But the 1 o'clock pullback, S&P futures trading around the 64, I would say 80 and a half, 80 and a half, 81 level. On the 15, boom, right back, oversold into the positive MACD, rising ADXs. Unbelievable. We have Avago's earnings after the bell here right now. Avago up 1.49% after the market. We're going to have the earnings reports. S&P's nearing the highs of the year. The Russell really exploded here today, up $2.93. Was the highest of the four ETFs, up 1.3%. We had the S&P futures up 0.84. The NASDAQ about 0.91 and the Dow up 0.82. So again, up and away here. I don't know what it's going to take, but this market, to me, again, I am beyond bearish here. I think these gaps are going to get filled. If you look here on the daily chart, I'll show you. This is what I'm looking at here on the spiders here. You can see the spider chart. If you look here on the daily, this is a monster bear flag right here. You can see we filled this gap, and now we just filled this gap here. But guess what? We got gaps here that were filled, but look at these big gaps below the market. Look at this gap here, 1. Look at this other gap here, 2. That's 60-50 on the S&P. And look at this other, big gap here. Look at this, 56 in change, 5,600, 100 on the S&Ps here. So we're going to have to see and watch here. Tesla, let's see. Palantir didn't act that good today. The 60s reversed. Big patterns here on Apple off the 30 and 60-minute time frames. Remember I told you that the 30-minute, any pullbacks today, and especially yesterday, I thought the 60-minute time frames were going to push up. Also, the big patterns today was Microsoft up about $2, under a 0.5% gain. The 60-minute reverses to buy. You look to buy the first pullback. Avago reverses to buy, correlates with the 30 and 60, the pullbacks. So the tell of the tale was right now was the spiders reversing to buy on the 15-minute time frame, correlating with the 30 and 60. The S&Ps and the NASDAQ futures reversing to buy on the 15-minute time frames. The ADXs were rising. I'll show you monster pattern there. There goes S&Ps pushing up. And then the 15-minute pullback into the rising ADX. We never look back. S&P futures are up 30, 33 off that 15-minute time frame. Again, we saw, like I said, Netflix, Microsoft was strong here. The Russell was the absolute strongest. Again, that 15-minute time frame at 1 o'clock on the Dow. The Dow rallied about 150. The Russell rallied probably, I would say, Russell rallied about $1.70 off that. Coinbase had some life to it, even though Bitcoin was down over 2,000 points. Bitcoin up 1.7%. Don't ask me, but MSCR down. It doesn't seem like it really goes with Coinbase. It seems like it's more going with the S&Ps versus going with crypto here. We had oil down about 1% below 63.30 here closing. Amazon up 4.4%. Trading as high as 230, almost 236 here on the bell. The higher they go, I say to let them have them, right? Again, I say let them have them. Everything's priced to perfection here. The PE ratios are in the 27, 28 range. Too rich for my blood. I think the market is way overextended, and I think there's a significant amount of complacency here. So with that being said, let's just take and let's look at the charts for the day. So here we're looking here on the 15-minute time frame. This is the gap up here. And we kind of filled the gap after the opening. You can see here, 15-minute time frame reverses to buy. It correlates with its 30 and 60-minute time frame. And then look at the beautiful pullback into the rising ADX, positive MACD. I mean, you can see it here as well, a little bit more clear. Let me just make that into the 5-minute. But you can see the beautiful pattern. The yellow dots, very, very strong. The 15's oversold here, beautiful pattern. And you can see the gap up here. The move up here. Look at the spiders under 646. You can see we rallied over 31 points. If you look at the IWMs, everything was a buy here. You can see the Russell pulling in nicely. Again, everything lining up. Beautiful oversold condition. Again, yellow dots on the Russell right here, 234.58. Rally 2. The Dow, the diamonds, the Qs, everything. Look at the diamonds here. Again, beautiful long here off the 15. Again, oversold, rising ADX. Monster long here, 455.39. Rally about 160. And, of course, then the Qs. Same pattern. Everything set up here at 1 o'clock. You can see the ADX rising, the big buying pressure, the Qs. 571.60. Look what they closed. Up almost $3.50. Okay, beautiful longs there. Meta. Had some good shorts of Meta early in the morning here. Again, we're waiting for Avago. Avago closed at 305.62, 305.92, trading up about 80 cents higher here. Well, HIMS, great pattern in HIMS today. HIMS, was deeply oversold, but we did get the big buy reversals here on HIMS. Up, okay, if I could type, that would be good. If we look here on HIMS here, HIMS, okay. If I can type, I don't know what's going on here with my trade station. HIMS. Okay, you can see here HIMS got the big buy reversal here. You got this beautiful bull flag here on the 15, 47.53. You can see the push up here, and then here's the big move here on the 30-minute time frame. This is the that was from yesterday. You can see we're very strong here. The ADXs are rising on HIMS. Here's a 60-minute. Boom. Right here. That's today. Right here. That was yesterday. And then here's the push up here. And we never look back. And HIMS trading here above 48, up 3, up 8% on the day. Unbelievable move here on HIMS. So basically, when you have a big trend like that, you just look to buy the pullbacks on the 5-minute time frames here. And if you can see all the 5-minute pullbacks here, right from the opening here, this is the long here, everything reversing to buy. Here's another long. Here's another great long. Now, this was a great short here. Again, here when the MACDs turn negative and we're making new highs, you can take that short and get that pullback for the 15. Dropped about 70 cents. And then this is the pullback again here on the 15. So I saw this pattern. It was getting late in the day around 3:20. I was about to say I looked to buy HIMS 46.5, 47.5. Just getting late though. Around the 3:20, 3:25 time period. I didn't really want to look at that. Netflix, monster reversal here on Netflix today. If you can see Netflix, we gapped up here, right here, and then you can see the 30-minute time frame reversing to buy right here from yesterday. Okay, and we're here, and let's look at the 60-minute time frame. Netflix reversing to buy. What do you look to do when the 60 correlates with the 30 and the 15? You buy the first pullback on the 15. Netflix under the 1250 level right here. Look right here. You can see under the 51 level, and Netflix closing up $7. If you just stay with it. Now, tomorrow we'll look to see if Netflix has any continuation. These negative MACDs are going to be a problem, but we'll wait and see. Again, that perfect pattern. This one actually happened on the 15, right here around 1 o'clock. Here again, I believe it was about 1:15, and basically it was just hovering around this 50, 51 level, 52 level, and you can see the push up on Netflix. Ran about 5 to 7. Let's look at Microsoft. Beautiful pattern on Microsoft. If I could type, Okay, MSFT here. Let's see what Microsoft's doing. NVDA, Avago's trading at 307 here. If you look here, you can see Microsoft reversing the buy on the 60-minute time frame right here. And what do you look to do when Microsoft reverses the buy? Well, you look for pullbacks. Here's the 15. Here's the 30-minute time frame on Microsoft from yesterday. And then you got the big move here. Look at this beautiful pattern right here on Microsoft on the oversold condition right here. And then at the end of the day, I was going to take this long on Microsoft below the 506.80 level. And look at it, then it ran another dollar here, and it's trading higher after hours. S&P is now trading to 65.16. Again, let's just see what these Avago earnings are. But again, when the 60-minute time frame reverses to buy right here on Microsoft, then what do you look to do? You have a look at this positive MACD. Yellow over blue. The ADXs are off. The algorithm reversing to buy with the MACD below. You buy the first pullback on the 15-minute time frame. Look at that, 506, and never look back. Boom. It could have rallied. You could have made a point and a half, point and three quarters. That's when you, oh, there goes Avago. Boom, they missed. Avago just dropped $7. S&P's just dropped 5 here. Okay, so now basically what happened, right back up Avago, who knows? Well, it was just trading 307.5, but S&P's was trading 16. But this is exactly the sequence. When you get these algorithms reversing to buy, and there's a sequence of what to do next, and that's what's really important here. Okay, Avago right back up again, 309 now. Jesus, unbelievable. S&P's like nothing here. All right, NVIDIA right now trading 171.86. Avago just dropped 312, 313. Jesus, Avago. The old high was 318 on Avago, so we'll see what happens here. Avago, AVGO. Now, this stock was trading 164 back in April, and nobody wanted to go near it. Again, that's a great pattern there in Microsoft. Today, you had great longs here on Amazon off the 15-minute time frame. Amazon, beautiful pattern here. Look at this beautiful bull flag, oversold into this positive MACD, ADX rising. You can't ask for 232.14, and look at that, 232.14. You count the bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars, and you can see the $2 move up in Amazon. Again, when you have a big gap up like that and you pull in, this is a monster bull flag. And then we had another pullback here towards the end of the day on the 15, but it was getting late. You can see Amazon here, 234.80, rallied another dollar, and it's pretty much up $1 from the last from there. Avago just dropped about 2 here, so let's just see what happens tomorrow. Again, all right, so that's pretty much it, though. We saw, like I said, the big ones here, the Russell, the Dow, the Spiders, the Qs, really were the pullbacks on the 15. We'll see what happens with Avago. Apple, let me just show you Apple, because this was a really good one here off the 60-minute time frame. Apple, if you look at the 60, reverses to buy today. That was yesterday, actually, sorry. And then look at the pullback here, oversold, positive MACD, rising ADX. So when Apple dipped below the 270, 237 level, you can see the push up here, and Apple ran north of about 270 here. Monster. Look at this Avago, right back down, just dropped $6. Oh my God, I love these Primo. I love these. Look at this Avago. Oh my Lord, just dropped $10 Avago. Good. S&P's just dropped 5. So we'll see what this is pretty active here. We'll see what the Avago happens here. The old high was 318. But when you can see here, this is the first pullback on the 60-minute time frame in Apple after the 60 reverse to buy. Monster long pattern here in Apple. So again, great long there. And then you can see, again, 2 out of 3 time frames are bullish. The 30 and the 60-minute time frame. So with that being said, it was a great pattern there. So overall, great patterns: Netflix, Apple, Microsoft, Spiders, Qs, Diamonds, Russell. Also Microsoft, great patterns. Amazon, great patterns. All the big stocks that we look at, HIMS, great patterns here along the way. That's what I teach each and every day. And when I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Okay, so Avago's earnings are out. The stock's all over the place. We're just trading 300, then up to 312, now back down to 304, now 306. So we're going to see how the dust settles with that. But more importantly, 8:30 tomorrow, we have the non-farm payroll. Obviously, it's going to affect index futures, bonds, and gold. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. Again, I think that with the way the market is, I am extremely bearish here. I think the pattern on the daily, I think the market is going to be heading for normally September is the worst month of the year in trading, but we'll see. We'll see. We may have already had our Santa Claus rally. There's always a chance the fourth quarter could be getting kabooshed, right? All the good news is out. The PE ratios are at 27, 28. And even if they cut interest rates, it's already priced into the market for a quarter point cut in September. So with that being said, I do think the valuations are high here. If you own stocks, I probably would be 100% in cash here. All right. Or at least you can sell calls against your positions. I think the gaps below will get filled. Those three major gaps are going to get filled. And I believe it's going to happen very, very shortly. You never know what comes out of the woodwork. I've been doing this game now close to over 43 years. All right. When I get back, again, so there's really nothing to really look here except that we have a 98 overbought reading, 93, 92 on the 60-minute time frames. The higher we go tomorrow, I say let them have them. All right. And I hope we gap up, and we'll see what happens with that. All right. Okay. Like I said, today I'll be looking for the pullbacks from the bull, the bear, and the ugly last night. Been looking for pullbacks on the 30 and the 60-minute time frames. We got the pullback on the on the 15. We didn't get any pullbacks, say, on the 30. So again, I'm really looking to see if we gap up tomorrow. I say let them have them, even if they go to new highs, and I think then they get kabooshed. All right. When I get back, I want to pay a special tribute to someone. Okay, so touches my heart. This never happened before, and I've been doing this now a long time. I got to meet so many great people around the world. Don't necessarily have to break bread with them. Some I do. Most of the people I don't. I speak to everybody around the world. I don't know what they look like, half of them. I don't FaceTime. I do speak to them. They're part of my community. And there's a gentleman that I treat people like I know them for 30 years. And there's a person that came to me and said, please help me learn how to trade, was so inspired, had so much dedication. I can tell he was a good man. I found out that he worked as a counselor for teenagers. So I've been calling him because I call a lot of people randomly. Hey, how you doing? Do you have any questions? I'm very proactive like that. And I just said, overall, how you doing? And, do you need help with anything? And, and he says, yeah, I would need some help. So I spent some time doing some lessons with him. And I kept on texting him the last couple of weeks and just to see, how's things going. And last night his daughter answered the phone and gave me the news that he had passed away at a young age of 54. So this tribute goes out to Donnell Emerson. Good man. Never lost a member here. This is the first, so a little hard on me, but he was a good man, and I want to pay tribute to Donnell Emerson and his beautiful daughter, Teresa, who I spoke to last night, and to his other children who I never got to meet. But Teresa was genuine last night, speaking so highly and proud of her father and how her father was so excited to learn, really to get back into the groove of learning from me, and it really touched me. So again, life is very short. Enjoy every second. With that being said, thank you for joining me tonight on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. God bless you. Enjoy every second that life offers. And most of all, God bless the United States of America. Rest in peace, Donnell. Be well.
Thanks for tuning in to The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.